Could the U.S. fight off an invasion of its homeland? That question has been burning a hole in the brains of Americans since before the Cold War began in 1945 and continues to do so even today. The United States military is currently one of the most well-equipped and advanced militaries on Earth. But would they be able to defend the country from a highly sophisticated and all-out assault? The U.S. spent around $877 billion in 2022 on defense, so one would certainly hope that all those tax dollars are going to something useful. So what would a potential invasion of the mainland United States look like? What factors would influence the outcome? And how would the U.S. respond? First things first, has the U.S. ever actually been invaded? Let's look at a few examples and see what the results were. The United States has rarely seen war reach its own soil, but when it has, those moments have shaped its history. After the Revolution, the young nation faced its first true test in the War of 1812, when British troops marched on Washington, D.C., setting the Capitol and White House ablaze. For a moment, America's capital was in enemy hands. The only time in U.S. history that's ever happened. 3 decades later, in 1846, conflict flared again on the southern frontier. Mexican forces crossed the Rio Grande, triggering the Mexican-American War. Though brief, the incursion set off a chain of battles that ended with U.S. forces capturing Mexico City and redrawing the map of North America forever. As the 20th century dawned, revolution erupted in Mexico once more. In 1916, Pancho Villa led a raid across the border into Columbus, New Mexico, burning parts of the town before retreating south. The U.S. response was immediate. General John Blackjack Pershing led troops into Mexico in pursuit, a reminder that attacks on American soil would never go unanswered. Then came World War II. On December 7, 1941, Japan struck Pearl Harbor, devastating the U.S. Pacific Fleet. It was not an invasion, but it was the deadliest foreign attack on U.S. territory up to that point. Months later, Japanese forces occupied Attu and Kiska in Alaska's Aleutian Islands, the first foreign invasion of American soil since the British burned Washington. By 1943, U.S. and Canadian forces retook the islands in a brutal campaign fought through fog, snow, and rock. Beyond the Pacific, Adolf Hitler's conquests in Europe sparked fears that Nazi Germany might one day turn its gaze westward. But no such plan ever came to life. Still, the fear of invasion lingered, shaping how America would prepare for the wars to come. After World War II, the new threat wasn't an army crossing the oceans, it was a missile. The Cold War brought with it an age of paranoia and preparedness. Radar networks, air defense systems, and nuclear silos spread across maps of the United States, each symbol marking a potential shield against annihilation. Though no Soviet soldier ever set foot on U.S. soil, the fear of invasion left its mark on American defense and on the collective imagination of its people. In the modern age, an invasion of the United States sounds impossible, yet it remains one of the most analyzed what-if scenarios in military history. To succeed, any attacker would need to move faster, farther, and more precisely than any force in human history. The most likely strategy? A massive amphibious landing. But geography makes that nearly hopeless. The Atlantic and Pacific Oceans are immense natural moats. Crossing them without detection is nearly impossible. And even if troops reach the coast, they'd face the world's most powerful Navy and Air Force within hours. If any assault came, analysts agree it would target the West Coast, ports like Los Angeles, Oakland, or Seattle. Securing those deep-water harbors would be essential for supplies. Yet the odds of holding them are vanishingly small once U.S. aircraft and warships strike back. Beyond the beaches lies another obstacle, America itself. From deserts and plains to mountains and swamps, every region demands different tactics. Moving armored divisions through that vast terrain while keeping supply lines open would cripple any invasion before it reached the Mississippi. And long before enemy fleets ever set sail, American satellites, radar, and drones would see them coming. Systems such as the Defense Support Program and over-the-horizon radar monitor nearly every approach to the continent. Surprise, the lifeblood of any invasion, no longer exists. Still, the first shots of a modern war might not come from guns at all. Cyber attacks, power grid strikes, and EMP weapons could paralyze communications and infrastructure. creating chaos before the first troops land. Misinformation could divide the public, turning confusion into a weapon. Yet even with technology and deception on their side, an enemy would still face America's unmatched military, industrial depth, and civilian resolve. A foreign army might reach the shore, but holding it would be another story entirely. If geography is America's first line of defense, its military might is the second, and it's a force few nations could ever hope to overcome. Today, the United States maintains the largest global military presence on Earth, with hundreds of bases stretching across continents and oceans. Within its own borders lie nearly 500 installations, air bases, naval yards, and missile silos, ready to respond at a moment's notice. At the heart of this power is the U.S. Navy, the most advanced maritime force in history. Its aircraft carriers, submarines, and destroyers project power to every ocean, ensuring that any invasion fleet would be detected and destroyed long before reaching American shores. As President Theodore Roosevelt once said, "A good Navy is not a provocation to war. It is the surest guarantee of peace." In the skies, the U.S. Air Force commands unmatched reach. Fighter wings and long-range bombers could strike an invading force within hours, while satellites and drones would track their every move. Combined air and sea supremacy make a modern landing on U.S. soil almost inconceivable. Then comes the human element. With roughly 1.4 million active duty troops and nearly 500,000 National Guard members, the United States could mobilize a massive defense faster than any opponent could advance. And beyond its uniformed ranks lies an undeniable reality: millions of armed citizens. The U.S. is the most heavily armed population on Earth, a fact that transforms every town and valley into potential resistance. History has shown that wars are not won only by armies, but by the resolve of the people behind them. From the Revolution to the modern day, Americans have proven that when the homeland is threatened, unity can rise from division. For any foreign power, conquering territory is one thing. Holding it against a nation of 330 million armed and determined defenders, that's another matter entirely. The final analysis: the enemy within. After centuries of conflict, expansion, and preparation, the United States stands today as one of the most secure nations on Earth. Its oceans form vast natural barriers, its technology provides eyes that see across the globe, and its military remains unmatched in speed, strength, and scale. A foreign invasion of America's homeland is not impossible, but it is as close to impossible as modern warfare allows. Any aggressor would have to overcome the greatest logistical challenges in human history, breach 2 oceans, and survive the counterstrike of the world's most advanced military machine. But the truth is deeper than that. History shows that empires rarely fall to outside conquest. They crumble from within, divided, distracted, or undone by their own hand. As President Abraham Lincoln warned more than 150 years ago, shall we expect some transatlantic military giant to step the ocean and crush us at a blow? Never. If destruction be our lot, we must ourselves be its author and finisher. In the end, America's greatest defense has never been its weapons or its wealth. It has been its people, their unity, resilience, and belief that freedom is worth defending. If that ever fades, no wall, no ocean, and no army will be enough to save it. The story of a nation's defense is also the story of its character. As long as the United States remembers that, its homeland may never fall to invasion, because the strength that protects it does not lie on its shores, but in the hearts of those who call it home.